Okay.
Don't be weird, Ben.
Stop eating the microphone.
I haven't done anything yet. You guys are giving me a hard time. I haven't even started.
All right, I'm about to do my intro. So.
Okay, sorry. You do the intro.
Keep calm, carry
Hey,
on.
Dan. I'm sorry for interrupting the intro.
That's okay. No, you didn't interrupt it. It hadn't
But-
started, but it was about to start. Yes, I'd seen. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the New Eden Review Dev Show, or as we like to call it, NERDS. And once again, I have around me an array of wrinkly-brained CCP fellow journey people from the
Nerds.
community team.
Nerds.
Nerds, as it were, yeah, to talk about a bunch of different subjects today. I've got CCP Lumi, CCP Zelus, and CCP Jötunn.
And
Welcome.
you, CCP Convict.
Yes, and me, CCP Convict. I am
Yes.
here partially. One hemisphere of my brain is currently thinking about what I'll be doing for the Winter Nexus, but the other one is fully present here and going to be immersed in this conversation today, I promise.
That's 50% more brain than me.
We will just try, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Sweet. All right, cool. It's been a strange period this last couple of weeks. I don't know how
I think this might be an understatement.
I don't know how you, or maybe you'll have a different interpretation of that statement than I do. But for me, the Alliance tournament is in the rearview mirror. CSM is in the rearview mirror. The expansion is still with us, but the release is in the rearview mirror.
Yes.
Last day of the DLI today.
Yeah. Oh, good. Man, I've got to log in, and I've been really slack with this one.
missed
I
it so
actually
much
managed
this
to
year.
get them all this time.
Hey.
I didn't.
Proud.
But and now we're on that sort of trajectory towards sort of the Christmas period where things tend to get a little bit quiet around the office as people go off and take their vacations and stuff like that. And I find myself with, dragging out things which 6 months ago I said, oh, I'll get around to looking after that eventually. And now I finally can, which is kind of cool to, make some progress on these little projects. But it I don't know, I feel unburdened somehow,
You say
what do you take?
you say that, and you said that the CSM is in the rearview mirror, but really, it is not. We're still onboarding the new guys, so we've been having a lot of individual chats with them, and I think we're about to have their first meeting with CSM 19, so we can actually get this show on the road.
Okay,
So it's not over yet.
That's fair to say. You and CCP Swift are obviously a little bit more hip deep in it than I am. I was thinking more in the context of
Elections are done, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, the
all
elections
the
are
elections
done,
and
yeah.
the communications around
I
it.
was fully ready to go on cruise control mode until like Christmas holiday, but
Yeah.
nope,
Nope.
not
more,
happening.
More to do. I was going through the some of the content that was produced for the CSM the other day, preparing, just sort of doing a little roundup on stuff that's been happening on our Twitch channel this year, and I remembered like you and Swift did like on one weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you did 5 separate streams and interviewed like 45 people
Something like
for
that,
like
yeah.
12 or 13 hours, and I'm like, that's a mission.
lot. Yeah.
But
I still feel slightly brain dead from that
there you go.
experience.
But you see, that's in the rearview mirror now.
That is
now
over.
Now it's just admin getting people's access to the Slack and getting them into a room and briefing them and all those kinds of things. Yeah. No, it just feels like a nice kind of relaxed period. How do you feel, CCP Jötunn? Are you feeling more relaxed? Because you work on EVE Frontier rather than EVE Online. So maybe the complexion of things for you on the other side of the bridge is a little bit different.
Nice
I
hat,
just
by the
see
way.
pain in his eyes.
Fellow hat enjoyer.
Things are fucking great.
Yeah.
Things are real good. No, things are great. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people watching this right now are going to be real mad that I'm wearing this hat, but it's a good hat. And what do you want me to do? I mean, look at it. The problem is, I slept funny on my hair last night. I made the mistake of showering before.
Put it back on.
Hair.
Yeah.
Was you upside down?
Upside down,
I
straight.
woke up this morning, my
Yeah.
hair was killing me.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you can
slept
see-
on it funny.
If I'm
You're
not
such a
careful,
bad.
if I shower before bed, and which I made the mistake of doing last night, I usually don't. I usually will shower in the morning before I come into work. But
We
today I woke
appreciate
up a little
that,
bit later
thank
than I used to. I usually do. So my hair was just a mess. So I'm wearing this hat, which is great. But no, things are good. We just finished. I mean, this is not a Frontier show, but we did a cool WASD test the other day. We were doing some manual flight stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a joystick now at home. One of those, what do you call them?
Ben,
You can
stop.
stop with the hat.
The flight control stick is what I'm
Hey,
going
You mean
for.
the
Yeah, okay, but-
Thrustmaster T16000M?
Thrustmaster.
It's no
Yeah.
longer a joystick. There's no joy. In
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah, I was gonna say there's no joy. It's just thrust.
Just thrust.
But that's a lot of cool being able to move around, explore dungeons and stuff with this. Well, not dungeons, sorry, sites.
Yeah.
Sites, not a dev term. It's
No, I know. No, well, I see people. We've seen streams before where devs have come upon the show and they've referred to like hacking sites or whatever as like dungeons.
Yeah.
And there was always someone in chat who goes like, "Oh, he called it a dungeon. He doesn't even know anything about the game."
Yeah.
It's like dungeon is just industry-wide terminology for those kinds of.
Location.
If you're at a location where there's a specific kind of thing happening, it's
Activity.
almost always a dungeon.
It's a dungeon regardless of the genre. Everything in computer RPGs, whether it's a single player or an MMO, everything comes back to pen and paper D&D.
Yeah,
True.
That's 100% true. It's actually kind of tricky too, because Frontier is getting ready to push a new thing. Players don't even know about this yet. I don't know if we've ever actually talked about this. This may be the first time anybody's hearing about this. We're pushing a new way that sites are kind of built and organized, and doing some really cool new stuff with like how they are static but also super dynamic, and a lot of really cool stuff that team has been working on, the content team. But we're trying to come up with a new name for them, because the name that they were using before, sites, just doesn't quite fit the marketing more, because they're not actually sites. They're more like big areas, right, where there are different things that happen inside those areas. So which is kind of a cool thing. But again, you come back to naming conventions, it's like, man, I really wish we just called it a dungeon, because they are dungeons.
Nobody's stopping you from doing so.
Well, CCP Maxim Cats might, but anyway.
Are you talking about like in the client?
Yeah, so the way that,
because like we can refer to like
oh yeah, we're gonna call them whatever
sites and Eva's dungeons as developers.
Yeah. I just mean in the
you
client.
put that into like a client for a sci-fi game, and then there goes your immersion.
Dungeons. I don't
It doesn't
see
sound very
wizards
sci-fi.
here, Mr. Jötunn. Yeah. No, but it's things are good. I mean, it's actually funny, because we talk a lot about how the end of the year does kind of slow down a little bit. But over the course of the year, we've seen a lot of rising action, falling action. And if you think about it in like narrative terms, we really could not have hit a more, I know a lot of people will probably disagree with this, but like a more grand climax in the last couple of weeks, where things really like hit ahead and then combusted in a pretty dramatic way. Maybe not the way people wanted it to happen. Obviously, I think a lot of people probably have some strong opinions about how things kind of turned out there, but you can't deny that for the sake of like drama, my God, I am a dramatic bitch, baby, and I love it. I love this shit. I want to goss. I have been in the DMs of powerful people just being like, give me the details. I want to know. I need to.
Do you do the like
the hand triangle of evil
the hand
contemplation?
triangle.
Absolutely. I'm just like, hey, Asher, give me the sauce, baby.
Okay, but now I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why didn't you fucking share it?
Well,
We also want to know the gossip.
Here's the thing. I'm sworn
maintaining his contacts.
I'm sworn to secrecy. I'm a journalist. Many people have said that I'm a journalist. I don't
know about
a lot
that.
of people have said that. I'm a journalist. I have a lot of journalists.
You don't have to reveal your sources.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Well, right, but I need to compile my findings first.
All you need to do is anytime you're having a conversation with a player who's, letting you, see behind the curtain or something like that. All you need to do as part of that conversation is say, is it okay if I share this with my team?
True.
9 times out of 10, they'll say, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
And so as long as you get that blessing, then you can come into work the next day and you'll be like,
Team.
guess what?
I got some news.
Honestly, most of the conversations I have with like powerful people, not powerful people, I could still arm wrestle them. I don't know how powerful they really are.
So space
are like,
power.
it's mostly like dark shines, and it's just like him and I shit posting in the middle of the night. He was up last night to like 1:30. We were talking about some of the cool stuff. We were talking about Alliance.
ACLs.
That's the one. That's
ACLs
the one.
for
Alliance,
freelance projects.
Freelance
projects.
jobs.
That's
So
the one.
I don't think they have a formal name like Alliance projects or anything like
Right.
that.
It's,
But this is actually something I really wanted to talk about today. Was that was it yesterday? Or
It was
Tuesday?
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday was
Tuesday
Tuesday.
was yesterday.
Yeah, one of it.
That's how time works.
One of our first updates to the
Mhm.
Catalyst expansion, we added access control lists
Mhm.
for freelance projects.
Yeah.
Which
Freelance
basically
jobs.
means that freelance jobs. Thanks. Which basically means that if you create a freelance job, previously you could only basically make it as granular as like my corporation
Sure.
or the whole universe.
Yeah.
There was kind of a layer missing because a lot of
Mm.
people a lot of groups don't necessarily function at the corporation level. They operate at the alliance level. And so one of the asks that came out pretty much as soon as the first freelance jobs arrived was like, can we get like a filter so we can just confine it to our
Mhm.
alliance?
I think
And
they
you-
already
yeah,
started
yeah.
this conversation back when we introduced Corp Project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like, what's the next thing? That CCP. How can we take this next level? And it was alliance projects.
This is one of the things that I feel like, I mean, being a player like 2 years ago, coming to the point now where I like get to see how the meat is made, the sausage is made back here, right? I do this a lot. I don't know where this has come from.
The DJ.
I've noticed that you've been exhibiting a lot of affection for the table.
I really feel like I don't
It's
want to
quite
I have to
pleasant.
emote. I emote a lot with my hands,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, it feels
Do we need
good.
to get
Yeah.
me- fidget spinner
Meanwhile,
or something.
also wondering why you're generating so much static
Oh,
electricity.
yeah. Everything shocks you.
This is one of the things
Sorry.
coming from being a player to coming to being a dev now, a dev who doesn't work on Eve Online, to be very clear. It's very, very cool to see things getting followed up on, right? I know that CCP has caught a lot of criticism in the past. Honestly, deserved criticism, if I'm being perfectly honest.
On occasion.
On
yeah.
occasion, deserved criticism for not.
Sometimes we catch a few strays. But
Yeah, we do
sometimes-
catch.
Sometimes we earn it.
We catch a lot of strays we don't deserve, and a lot of people just say stupid shit because they think it makes them sound.
Entertaining.
Yeah, well, they think it makes them sound listen, guys,
Carry on.
relax.
Just
Anyway,
make your point.
the point I'm making though is that it's very, very cool to see, because when this first got pushed out, there were a lot of things people were missing at the time, and the Skinner is the same way too. I love the Skinner. I know a lot of people think it's still expensive. I think it's kind of expensive too, but it's as a
Worth
thing that
it.
lets you get a custom skin and what they've added to it since then. I may have made some dope ass shit with the Skinner tool very recently. I
Didn't
sent
you
one-
just call it mental warfare?
Yes, I said. Listen,
The dazzle camera.
you could throw this in. You can take that picture, put it in the. I'm sure you'll have
Yeah,
it up on screen.
Just send it to me
I
after the
am
recording.
very, very specific about making sure that my Skinner skins aren't just an aspect of the physical power that I want to display on the field, but also the psychological warfare that I'm engaging in. If you see the skin that I have on grid and you don't feel disrespected, then I haven't done my job. That's what I'm gonna get. But like the court projects now, freelance projects, and now the freelance projects with ACLs, they're just it's an evolution of different things, and there's certainly other things in the game that are still kind of missing that evolution and that next step. And a lot of people will say, well, how they haven't finished this, but it's super, super cool to see the team focusing on saying, hey, we've got a thing. It's not quite to the finished state that we want it to be in, but we're committed to getting it to the point where it's going to be super useful for you guys. And I mean, I have spoken to a couple different people, not just Dark Shines, but shout out to Dark Shines because he's my homie and I love him dearly. Fucking accent, I just gets me every time. He's so beautiful. And Irish. But a lot of people have said that like this is the thing that makes it super useful for us. I mean, one of the first things the initiative did was create a project for like bounty hunting frat guys. And like which is super, super cool. Like that's not a thing that like you'd be able to do otherwise.
Yeah.
And being able to do it now at the alliance level or the coalition level is very, very neat.
Yeah, but previously, sorry, I
No.
was going to say previously you'd have to get every single corporation initiative to create the same corporation
Yeah.
project, or you'd have to make a freelance project, and then initiative fraternity would just shoot themselves to collect the bounty.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
so, get going.
No, I was going to say, I mean, like on again, like it's very typical that an alliance leader or like a director of somebody in there will say, hey, look, the next objective is to do this thing within the alliance. But then having like an actual project for it means that not only if you've missed that message, you can then log in and see what like, hey, look, the objective is here. Like, and see, let's go do the thing. I'm now immediately rewarded for it as well.
I also
And as a line member, it also just like gives you a sense of gratification because you can see like
Progress.
number goes up.
Yeah.
Yes, sense of pride and gratification.
Yeah.
Not at all a reference to. Anyway, what's super cool about it? Trust me, we'll talk about it later. It's really funny though.
I don't think I want
It's also cool too because one of the things that we hear a lot sometimes is players looking at things like this and be like, when am I ever going to use that? Like that's not useful to me. But it's cool to see people because like at a certain point you have things that go in that are for just normal players. Like ships are often this case. Like ships are I think the normal players interact with most of the time, right? Certain mechanics are things players interact with most of the time. Then you have things that most players probably will not see ever in their lives, but they are a way for content creators in the game, people who actively go out. This could be, alliance leaders, corp CEOs, FCs, whoever. Those people can then use these new tools to create new content in the game, and that's super cool because that just gives them, we pride ourselves as a product, right? The game of EVE Online has never been an amusement park, right? Every so often we'll have sideshows that roll into town. You'll have your Winter Nexus, which I know we're going to talk about. You'll have your Crimson Harvest, and these are things that are like nice, fun things to do, but they're not these big scripted things that you see in a lot of other games. And that's one of the things people both like about the game and often, sometimes wish that we did more of. But like all the content, top to bottom, has always come from people who are just dedicated players of the game, who love the game, love the content, love the people who they're playing with, and want to go out there and create new cool stuff for those people. And giving those people the tools and the resources and the abilities to do all that is, I think,
I didn't even think about it like
Mamma
that
mia.
from the perspective of like if you are a content creator that you could maintain your own list of people that you fly with or flies with you, and then you could go off and do stuff and reward just specifically them now.
Yeah.
which is super
Yeah.
cool.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's neat, and being able to control like who gets rewards, who doesn't
Yeah.
get rewards, like that's just. And one of the things we talked about early on was, one of the weaknesses of the system was that you could be the bad guys cashing in on the good guys' rewards because
There's a CCP one still, by the way. Go and shoot CCPers. So occasionally during the live to feeds, when I get shot by CCP Banquet, I
Yeah.
understand why.
yeah,
Just cashing
he's
in.
just cashing in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As we should.
but it's super
We
cool.
should have our own job now, though.
That team works really, really. I mean, all the teams work really, really hard. That team, especially, I know has maybe not quite as gotten as much sexy press as other teams have in the past. But everybody here, I mean, it's a real teamwork makes the dream work kind of thing. Every part works with every other part, and seeing this kind of come to a more completed state now that people are really kind of catching on is, mamma mia, that's good stuff.
I think that's a good way of putting it, like arriving at a more complete state where there's always going to be more work to do. But I feel like if the initial release of corporation projects was like the 0.1 alpha, I guess, of this whole feature as a concept, we're probably now like at 1.2
Yeah,
or
it's
something like
closer to the-
like it's probably a little bit more to do on it. There'll be more ideas like
Objectives and stuff like that.
yeah, or
yeah.
different filters and
Yeah,
things like that can be added over time. But I feel like now this is kind of like the final big sort of step in the realization of the feature.
We've had a lot of Slack before, and I kind of get it, but I just to touch on it, like one of the things people will say a lot of is, why didn't you wait until this was out, until it was in a finished state? And
We
the
will
truth
never
is-
have anything if we do that.
Yeah, I mean the truth is, like stuff takes time to complete. And what has happened a lot of, and what you're going to continue to see is, and this is the thing about an MMO, right? And the Eve is like this, WoW is like this. I mean, any of these other big name titles over the years, I mean, they all do things differently depending on what game you're talking about, but they're always constantly just moving towards infinity, right? The goal of a game is to last. At least the goal of this kind of game is just to kind of last forever. And just be a game as long as people want to play the game. So you don't have like, oh, we're gonna complete this DLC, this DLC, this DLC, and then we're done, and then we go on work on the next game. That's not quite how it works. Obviously, we have other games we're developing at the same time, but for Eve, there is no like end date. There's no like finish. There's no finished, right? Eve is not. There's no done. There is, hey, what's the next thing we can work on? What's the next thing we can work on? How can we, adapt stuff that we've worked on in the past? How can we change things? So, like, yes, it would be cool to just like, hey, press a button, get the one thing out all at one time. But realistically, that's not how it works. It's just we're constantly developing, constantly adding, constantly iterating. Some things work out great, some things don't. But we're always getting.
That brings me to a very important public service announcement that I'd like to make. CCP Jötunn, the holiday season is upon us, and it's the time for giving gifts.
It is a time.
But I just want people out there to remember that EVE Online is not a toy.
No.
It's a 50-year commitment.
Yes.
So before you give someone the gift of EVE Online, and you don't want that subscription to end up in a shelter after Christmas, consider closely the level of commitment required.
Yes.
There may be adoptions required after Christmas.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, there'll be pounds full of EVE Online.
Consider before you get your friends into EVE Online. Remember, they could possibly join Snuffed Out.
Oh.
Is that a thing that you want to bring to your holiday Christmas? Think about that.
Or do you want them to join your enemies?
I mean, Snuffed Out is always
Definitely,
the enemy.
you gotta be
This is
Always the enemy
100%
for everybody.
If I were to get some particular of my friends in, they would 100% just join the enemy just to fuck with me.
Yeah, it's true. Shout out to Snuffed Out. Please don't bully me. You will anyway, but whatever.
They'll make an appearance on a Live to Feed coming
For
soon.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Christmas things, though,
Yes.
or
the season.
or Nexus things, as it were.
It is the winter season.
In EVE Online, what's a Christmas? It's the Nexus time. The Winter Nexus is just around the corner. It starts next week.
Next week, Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Nice.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
People have been starting to get Jones a little bit. Like,
Do you know how many questions I've seen? Is it cancelled? Is it happening? When is it coming?
Yeah.
There's
So-
too many questions.
Now you know. It'll be Tuesday. Is Tuesday the 9th?
I think it is the
Is it next
9th,
Tuesday?
yes.
Yeah.
Is officially when the Winter Nexus will kick off. Cool.
I think that the hype around Winter Nexus has a lot to do with the fact that Crimson Harvest was kind of a fucking jam.
Yeah.
Like it was very, very good. A lot of cool stuff came out in Crimson Harvest. A lot of cool things that we hadn't really seen before. I know, again, it's really cool to see that the team is like constantly iterating on events too. Events have been, a little just sort of routine for a while, but we've seen cool new stuff coming out. We've seen people doing a lot of really neat like new innovations on like there are a bunch of cool sites during Crimson Harvest that people hadn't really seen before. New
Well, yeah, they added,
rewards.
is it biogenesis sites that we added? Where
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
3 tiers of them, and it would just spawn waves of enemies, and you could do them in. It was to
Varying ships.
more
yeah.
accessible ships. Yeah, like even your high sec PVE sites in Winter Nexus and Crimson Harvest, you typically have to tackle them with like maybe a well fit battle cruiser or a T1 battleship. I know the Praxis is very popular. I like to do them in Loki Tech 3s because they got great natural resists against both like Blood Raiders and Sanches. So yeah, having a bunch of sites that were spawning very prolifically that you could do in frigates.
Yeah.
And things like even obviously the rewards were very, very low, but it was commensurate to the amount of
Well, it's cool stuff that people can
put in.
do,
Yeah.
right?
So,
And
yeah.
one of the things we strive for constantly, you hear a lot of people talk about, Kami's talked about this, Rotati's talked about this, Burger's talked about this, where you have people who want to just log in and do a thing. And during these event seasons, it's always kind of cool because they
Objectives,
they have an objective, even if they're their nullsec coalition, their nullsec alliance isn't doing anything right now, their high sec mining group isn't doing anything right now. They can still log in, they can find a site, they can go there, do the site. Man, they might not make a ton of money off it, but it's still fun. It's a good way.
I mean,
to
they had super cool
spend some
rewards.
time. Yeah, they did have cool rewards. And I was gonna say, hell, especially during Crimson Harvest, I mean, you could potentially have gotten a Moloch PPC,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
It's pretty wild.
Pretty wild.
I'm very much. I mean, I'm okay for ISK.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I
I
retired.
consider myself a little.
Yeah, I retired a wealthy man or whatever. No, I've got plenty of ISK. So like when these events come along, though, I still just dive into them because I just like to watch that green line fill up. in the
Yeah.
agency.
Yeah.
It's a weird compulsion that I have. I have to finish it, make it, and get all the rewards and everything.
Don't we all have that?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
But you say you have plenty of ISK. There's also some people at this table who do not. I am Space 4,
I'm
and
one
I'm
of
not
them.
afraid to admit it.
no, fair enough.
Yes.
And I was like going to look at those new sites, the one you can do in frigates. And I was like, oh, let me see what types of fits people are running these in. So I went to Eve Workbench and I looked at the fits, and then I went on my alt because my main was in a war deck, and that was. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
still
same-
so
same
mad
for me.
about
I
this.
had-
So I needed to buy ships, but I couldn't do it on my main. So I needed to scrunch up one of my alts, like give it money so it could actually buy ships. So I gave it money for like a Punisher or something. And then I realized people played the market. And that I was too late. And that they were now really expensive.
Yep.
And as a spaceport person, that's not funny. Damn you,
That's-
market people.
That is a great strategy. Go design a fit to the sites, then put it on your
It's
workbench,
the-
and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this is the ship, premier ship that I need for the
Yep.
site," and then inflate the market on that thing.
Sure, it's been going for quite some time. It's like I
Yeah,
get
but
1%.
normally, like for like Capsuleer Day or Winter Nexus, the sites are kind of the same. So you know, you have your
Yeah.
ship, you know what you're doing, up until the point where there's a new site, like we did in Crimson Harvest, and you're like, oh,
I have to learn to do something new.
which is fine. But then when you want to learn and you want to buy the ship to go and learn, it's nice if you can actually afford them.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I couldn't afford a Punisher, I could, but
I mean, I don't know.
it was still like more money than I had wanted to spend on
I
like,
blame Oz.
a
Sorry?
Punisher.
I blame Oz. Yeah. The big
market
market.
leads.
Big market. You can't trust these market guys. They're very sussy.
Yeah.
You know? It's
They
all
are
part of the
indeed.
plan to move things. They're movers and shakers. You know what I mean?
Look, and I just don't do well with numbers, so I just like click buy, and then you have that little pop up where it says X many % over market efforts, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, if it's plus 20% on a module that costs
I was about to
60,000,
say, when
it's
it's
like,
like-
whatever.
Whatever.
Fine.
Like
Whatever.
5 million and 6 million.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
whatever,
fine.
Yeah.
But it was like a solid like 20 million more expensive,
Oh, damn.
which was like
For a Punisher.
Yeah,
Wow. With the Punisher and its whole fit.
and the fit, yeah, like
Halo
the whole
makes
thing
Because
together.
one-
Do you need money?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, just asking.
Like I'm complaining, like I am space poor, but I'm not that poor. Like I can afford this just fine. Don't worry. But
Jötunn savings and loan,
I
like
love-
very interest reasonable rates, very generous
Family-friendly
payback
organization.
periods.
I love-
he has given me ships before.
I
That's
fed
fine.
I fed a nag today, a 17 bill nag fleet during
Already replaced.
during a brawl. It's actually probably more than that because I think the gyrostab abyssals were pretty spicy. But
Wormhole.
I know
By the way.
it's sick. It's a sickness. That 17 bill nag, by the way, had the possibility of dropping 9 bill in modules, and it dropped 400 million. Almost nothing. It was pathetic.
Wow.
Which sucks.
no,
to be-
that was
Fairy
fun.
said no.
I mean, yeah, but see, here's the thing. I actually don't mind if modules drop, especially the abyssals, because those abyssals were cracked out. And it's a shame nobody got to pick them up.
Does the loot fairy call the shots in wormhole space, or is it actually Bob,
Bob.
there?
I think
Probably
it's
Bob.
yeah.
It's all part of. Listen, Bob works in mysterious ways, and he has many agents. Okay, he
Okay,
has.
Maybe
he has
Bob hires the
the
loot
loot
fairy.
fairy is just one of those agents, one of those acolytes of Bob. Certainly there's a darker element to this too, the feed element. Bob has his he has his people watching over Eve Hell. This metaphor is getting away from me.
Yeah.
Next topic, please.
It was giving me visions of, like, do you remember the trailer for the Invitational where it, like, turns up with the, like, package, but it's like everybody dancing in the club? Can you stop rubbing the table?
I think it's a nerves thing. I don't know what this is.
Maybe try put your hands under or something like that. Maybe. No,
No, that's
better
the
on
worst.
the
Stop it.
table.
Put it back on the
Better
table, please.
Yeah, but like he's turned up and then like Bob is the owner of the club.
Yeah.
And the Loot Fairy is part of the like,
the entourage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a bit of that. Yeah, I mean, what I was getting at was I lost that ship, and for a couple minutes I was like, oh, fuck, that sucks. And then I went to look at how much it would cost to replace it. I'm like, oh, god damn it. I don't want to have to re-roll abyssals and everything. Anyway, it's a whole thing. So all I can say is, hey, I sympathize. You and me, same boat,
Yeah, I mean, if it's like low level or high level, the pain is the same.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all relative, I guess.
It is
Yeah.
relative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Anyway,
that's why the old saying, "Don't apply what you
Which
can't
can't
afford to
afford- which can't
lose."
afford to lose.
It applies whether you're a 2-day-old newbie or a 10-year bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this universal truth.
Hell yeah.
but
Um,
good news for me,
Mm.
I don't think the Winter Nexus will have new sites in them,
Mm.
so I can just do what I always do. Which in this case is probably going to be a Loki now that I
Feed a
can actually
Punisher.
fly one
Yes,
properly.
we're talking about this the other day. I've been, like I said before, I've been using a Loki for Winter Nexus and Crimson Harvest for a while now.
lizard.
And yeah, so I'll send you that fit.
Please do.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
there's kind of like a few different iterations of it. I'll send you the T2 version,
Yeah, that's cool.
and it
Yeah.
has a dual rep. So test it with a dual rep, but only one rep. And if
Mm-hmm.
you can clear the sites comfortably with just one repper, you can take that second repper off and put on like a guidance enhancer or
All right.
something.
I will ask you for the guide to go with the ship.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Because
So-
I do like Lokis, but like
Lokis
last
are
time I
sick.
tried to run one, I had at Mastery 1, and I'm like, I should really not be doing this.
Yeah.
Sweat. Well, at least they used once upon a time. I don't know if you
Oh my
remember,
gosh.
but if you lost the Tech 3 ship, you would lose
Yeah.
skills.
I
in the
have
Tech
been
3
told
stuff.
about this.
Yeah.
It seems both kind of amazing and like punishment for doing stupid shit,
Yeah.
but also pain.
Yeah.
A lot of pain.
It just adds. To be fair, it wasn't like a crippling thing. Not like when you used to get potted
And
when
you
you didn't
lose
when you
skill
were when you were
points,
grey
yeah.
with
God.
enough, and you'd lose like
That goes my
carry a
level
5 or
skill,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know.
Jesus.
The subsystem skill to train a 5 was usually in about 4 days,
Yeah.
so it was more like insult to injury as opposed to like, oh, how am I going to recover
Yeah.
from this?
Yeah.
But it was enough to make you really sweat when you're in trouble in a Tech 3
Mhm.
ship.
Or just make you consider, like, do I actually need to use this ship in this particular scenario?
That's right. Yeah, it might even scare you into like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just fly something a bit safer because be a big coward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always love that scenario when people are looking at like missions and stuff. It's like
Mm.
you don't really need to fly the 8 Bill-esque ship.
No,
you could
but
do it
you
in something
could.
considerably cheaper, but it's like, yeah, but also it's a lot easier if I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
Kind of cool in its own way,
Yeah.
I guess. So anyway, Winter Nexus
Yes.
starting on Tuesday,
Mhm.
and we'll be running into the new year. So
Yes.
there's going to be a lot of time and a lot of content to sort of keep people entertained.
and the
over-
reward track has got a very, very nice goodie.
Oh,
in
yeah.
it.
Actually, I think probably I don't know, but I don't know when we're going to publish this. But the news item should be out. Should we just tell
we
people
just-
to go read the news item?
We can tell them they should read the news item to see
Yeah.
what blueprint they are getting.
That's right. Yeah. So go read the news item on. It'll be in your launcher or on the Eve Online website, just to see exactly what's going to be in the reward track because there is some cool stuff there. Now, I was going to mention. We kind of touched on it before, I think. Oh, actually, no, we didn't touch on it, but you invoked Oz, the Oz, and that got me thinking about it.
Tricky.
Plex prices are a bit crazy right now. Now, this is not a show. We are not economists. This is
Please
not a
don't
show
make me
about
talk
economics,
market, please.
not financial advice. All the usual disclaimers and stuff. But Plex has gone down from I think it was about 6 mil.
I maybe more than that. I thought it was over 7 at one point, wasn't it?
No, it was around
I
6.
imagine
It was 6-ish.
Okay.
Little over
probably
6.
about a month ago, and now it's down to now it's down about 4.6, 4.7 was the last that I checked, which is a big drop
Huge drop.
for Plex because Plex hasn't moved down that much in quite some time. So I I was watching the Oz report on YouTube. So the streamer, you know, the NCSM member, the Oz, every time he does a live stream, he does like a little slice of the show, which he just carves out just to put on YouTube, called the Oz report. And he was pointing out how far Plex prices have come down. So I immediately went out and I added a little bit more Plex to my vault.
time.
I
Yeah,
bought-
Got to
bought
buy
a
the
big
dip.
chunk of- you know, fingers crossed that it'll stabilize and then start creeping back up. For me, for everybody else though, if you're somebody who pays for your sub with Plex, like
It's a good time.
this is a
That'd be
good
pretty
time for
good.
you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is probably a lot of different factors. I'm sure Oz will explain it better than me. Tricky market man that he is. I mean, a lot of different factors playing into this. There've been a couple sales recently, obviously.
Yep.
And of course, I mean, the big thing is the very public and very wide sweeping. Pandemic horde.
Yeah.
And now you have a lot of people now who need to, juice up their wallets so they can get stuff out of asset safety.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's playing a big
So
part.
they would
into
have
it.
been. Well, I mean, I'm not actually sure exactly how big a component of this. It is definitely a significant component, but I'm not sure what to attribute it to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Economics guy, but certainly a lot of people. The asset safety timer on their Keepstar, in RTAC A, sort of came out the other day.
Last weekend, right?
Last weekend, yeah. And so all those assets which had been locked up from its destruction became available to be claimed for ISK. So, and some of these things would have cost people quite a lot of money. So I could see people taking their Plex stockpiles, liquidating them so they'd have the ISK to retrieve their items.
I know that they've already been a couple big move ops to try and get some stuff out of the stations where a lot of that stuff is getting camped in right now. Rough deal for anybody who has stuff in those stations because they are permacamped as far as I know.
Sounds like a lot of content for another group.
Sounds
They-
like
I mean,
hey, it's really the circle
These
of
asset
life.
safety stations are always camped, but just like
Yeah.
a tad
very
bit more
degree.
now.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because normally asset safety stations are camped because they think that every so often it'll like pop out a dread or a freighter or something.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh yeah, there's a halfway decent chance that a Titan will pop out of the
There's
station.
a super fleet in here.
Yeah, there's a super fleet in here. So
Someday they've got to get it out.
yeah, they're not gonna wait forever. I mean, some people might wait forever. Some people, who knows?
On the asset prices thing, though, I know there's been a lot of consternation about that because people have discovered there's like a huge discrepancy between certain ships, like faction supers having very little cost for asset safety, and sort of like a big difference between different types of Titans, like an Avatar being very expensive and Eris being very cheap. We have been discussing that internally as well. We've figured out what we're going to do about that. I think it'll be it's still a pain that happened at all, but I think it's going to be a fairly satisfying resolution for everyone involved. If you're wondering what to do because your stuff is in asset safety and you haven't clicked the button yet, I think it's fair to say just wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit. You'll be hearing from us. We'll articulate exactly what the idea is, and then you'll be able to make the decision about when the best time to press that button is.
Yep.
So if you've been concerned about asset safety and wanting to hear something from CCP, you will be hearing something from us very, very soon about this. Yeah.
This is one of those, I think people, when it first became an issue, people started pinging us about it, and we knew about it, almost immediately, and then we're just trying to decide because it's about a fairness thing,
Most
right?
favorable outcome.
Yeah, you want to come up with a resolution that is not just going to absolutely nail people unfairly, but also like feels equitable to everybody involved. So I have seen the solution they came up with. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out.
I think the solution has just been let's just be as nice as possible. Dave.
Yeah, just be nice.
Regardless
just
of-
don't be dicks.
Yeah.
We are
It
pretty
is-
nice people, you know.
It is the season of give. Fans, everybody back at home, it's that time of year, and in this time of giving, give yourself a break. Get your stuff out of asset safety later, not right now. And have a Kit Kat. Actually, have several. It's Christmas. Have a whole bag. Back up a Brinks truck to your house and eat 10 kilos of Kit Kats. It's worth it for you.
CCP Jötunn will come to your house and feed you truffles
Yeah.
with his fingers.
I fed
like he did.
To us.
I fed with my own hands everybody at this table like a mother bird. Fed everybody at this table with my hands a chocolate truffle today.
And this poor random player
And this
who was
poor
visiting
random
us.
player who walked in, and CCP Swift.
It's like, hi, nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, here's the
truffle.
chocolate.
CCP Lumi was giving a player tour today to somebody who was visiting Iceland and stopped by the office. And so did you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
With
he
your
did.
fingers,
Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah.
thing is,
And he was
didn't
pretty
even
excited
check if
about
he had
it.
any allergies. He could be
No.
off, like,
Could have.
having an issue with the corner now.
I
I walked him around after this happened, and he was at least good for the 15 minutes after that. Not
Okay,
sure
okay.
what happened
Good
now.
so
but-
far.
He's not our problem now. He's out the door.
he's
Kinda.
he's
Wait a
Iceland's
minute.
problem now.
How much Amiga has he paid up? You
Oh,
know, like,
Here's the thing.
I think it's pretty safe to say he subbed for a while.
Yeah.
I love to be. I'm a giver. I love to give, and in this case, giving is shoving chocolate into people's mouths with my own hands.
I did love that
Not giving us the choice of doing it with our own fingers.
I did love that the post-it note that was attached to your
Yes.
gift was "Dear child."
Dear child. Well, here's what happened. So the
This is the
Frontier
other thing.
the Frontier dev team did a Secret Santa this year. I did not sign up for it because I'm terrible with Secret Santas. I'm horrible at deadlines generally when it's not like for work, and sometimes for work too, if I'm being honest. But like,
How did you get a gift if you didn't sign up?
Well, listen, this is the thing. So I put it off, and I usually just like I'll put it off, and didn't have to do
Those
it.
powerful people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
At the very last second, I'll just kind of slap something together, and I hate that about myself. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be realistic. I'm not gonna do Secret Santa this year. I'll enjoy other people getting their gifts.
Yeah.
And I won't worry about like having to receive anything, give anything. It'll be fine. But I made the mistake. CCP Heartbleed the other day. She got a pack of truffles.
Ooh.
The exact same. Actually, I think hers were like coffee flavored truffles.
Mhm.
And she posted about it in like one of the Frontier like random channels. She's like, "Oh, look at this! My Secret Santa gave me these lovely truffles." And I made the mistake of commenting like, "Hell yeah," without even thinking about it. I'm just like, "Yeah, this is pretty nice. Good for her." And then this morning I walk in and there's a note on my desk that says, "Dear child, I saw that I'm not your Secret Santa, but I saw that you like those truffles, so here's some truffles." And now I feel like a dick because I didn't get anybody anything. But this guy, whoever this person was, they got me some fucking truffles. And so I decided I was going to share the wealth.
This adds a new dimension to like the hand feeding of the truffles though, because
yeah.
because the provenance of these truffles is unknown. Like,
That is true.
Well, what if you just got a random box of candy sent to you from a disgruntled player one day?
It's just,
Oh, we're so doomed. The entire
You know,
team is out.
it's like-
Yeah, that's
Anthrax
right. And then
does.
you just walk around CCP like
just-
hand feeding everyone
Giving
these
out.
candy, and,
Oh my
like
gosh.
it just like wipes out half the company.
you know what? You
I
make
mean,
you make a compelling point.
We do have CCPB as a designated survivor in this
He
case.
is,
we do.
yeah, he
We
was.
do.
Yeah,
Yep.
CCP Designated Survivor. Honestly, made for the best.
He's still in the cave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we left it there, right?
We're keeping there for cold storage.
Yeah, that's
We'll
it.
have to roll them out later. But no, it was whoever that was. Thank you. I mean, you're in this building somewhere, so I'll find you. But
Also, great news, Jötunn.
yes,
It's not Christmas yet. You can still find someone a gift and give it, even though you did not sign up.
Want a lot for Christmas.
Except
There's
rubbing
like-
the table.
There's like
There
3
is
weeks
one thing I need.
until Christmas vacation.
I'm excited about Christmas vacation because I'm gonna work through the whole thing.
I was gonna say you don't even know how to take vacation.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't. I last year was my first year in Iceland, the first Christmas break that I took, and the first time I'd ever had that many days off for any holiday ever. Period.
Make you incredibly
In my entire
apprehensive.
yes, as an American. First of all, I'm so sorry. Second of all, yeah, I mean my Christmas vacation in the past was like 3 days, maybe.
Oh no.
It was like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and maybe the next Monday if we were lucky. And then you just keep working till New Year's. Maybe you have New Year's Eve off, and then you work past that. But this CCP Iceland in general is like, hey, just don't do anything. Don't go out. Just stay inside your house, or you can go out if you want to, but like don't go places. Nobody else is gonna work. Which is super considerate of them. I was losing my mind during that experience. It was like stir crazy. I started like hearing voices in my house. I like spoke full conversations. Me and the cat, like my cat Kiki, she would like sit there and just looking at me and be like, "What do you want from me, cat? I don't know what to tell you." And she just sit here and stare at me and be like, "Well, I know I need to get up out of bed at some point, but
What am I supposed to do?
what am I supposed to do?" So it was.
I legitimately thought we had to like admit you to a mental hospital at some point because you were actually going insane.
I was going crazy, and I've avoided it this year. because I'm just gonna work the whole time.
No, you won't.
I will. I have a plan.
wandering the streets at like 5 degrees below, wandering the streets
I
in a
did.
bathrobe and boxer shorts.
I did.
Like,
I woke up one morning and I was like,
Like-
I want to go. It was like 5 a.m. I'm like, I'm gonna go to Deeg. I'm gonna get a bagel.
Oh,
So I got up at like the crack of dawn. It was snowing. It was dark, and I like trundled across town. I like a huge hooded figure, and I rock up to Deeg in the middle. Like first thing in the morning, I'm like,
give me a bagel.
I would like a Parmesan bagel, please.
I'll have a Costanza.
I'll have a
on-
Costanza.
on
Oh my God.
Parmesan.
Whoa.
Or a Churchill. Oh, the Churchill.
Oh, that one is really
Delicious.
good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
We can like do a breakfast moment with the team
Do a
at
breakfast one.
Dig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
God, dog.
Nice.
A boy.
Anyway.
Sorry, go ahead, please.
There's this game
We're-
called EVE Online.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah, good point.
Indeed.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna talk a little bit now about the situation in the drone lands.
Yeah.
It's like it won't be coming up. You can point to it here, but we've got the map here on the screen.
Yes,
I'll
it's
put
over
it.
here.
I'll put it on the overview. This is the very right rendition map of Alliance map of New Eden.
Let me turn around.
Yeah, and the drone lands.
My God.
is absolutely well. It looks like a mess. It looks
Yeah.
like someone's
Cacophony.
dropped a jar
I-
of Skittles. Or
I don't
something.
even know how to read this.
Taste the rainbow.
I
man.
know. No, it's actually a thing of beauty, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
Mhm.
There are still a few remnants there. A few systems still have Horde sovereignty and NC Northern Coalition sovereignty, but there is a lot of space to sweep out. I know the Imperium has been sort of gradually running its way across the region,
Yeah.
blowing up remnant structures and sov hubs and things like that. And
Didn't they like go back to their own space at this point and be like, "Be my guest"?
well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they've still got a few fleets cleaning up, or maybe the locals are handling the rest of the cleanup. But there are a lot of folks up there. We got like Brotherhooded Spaces, who are in Omist, all
Yep.
the way down in
Yeah.
the southern end of the map. They've moved up there. You got slow moving in. Mimitar Fleet Alliance have
A little
decided
foothold down there.
have
yeah.
decided to try the.
We're no
the
longer in
Sov-Life.
Lulsec. We've moved into. Well, I say we. They've moved into to Nullsec along with Deepwater Hooligans as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
they have been in Nullsec in the past. But yeah.
Hard Knocks are out there. A wormhole. Oh,
Yeah, Hard
Excuse
Knocks.
them?
Hard
Is that-
Knocks. You,
How does that
Leaving
make
the
you feel
wormhole
as
Did they
space.
get lost or?
a wormhole? How does it make you feel?
I
seeing
think it's pretty fucking
wormhole
based. Listen, here's what happens. Okay, Hard Knocks does this every couple of years. Every couple of years, there's some big blow up in space, and Hard Knocks. I don't exactly love Hard Knocks. They've bullied me pretty bad in the past in space. To be very clear, not personally. They've absolutely slapped
They've
my
just blown you
slapped
up a
my
lot,
cheeks
yeah.
more times than not. But I absolutely respect them for this. And they'll go out there, they'll bully nullsectors for a while, give them the business. They've been like dropping supers and stuff out there. They've been dropping dreads, really causing a real ruckus. They've glassed Cobalt Edge, which is hysterical to me. And then people be like, oh, these wormholes, just go back to your wormhole. But like, they're just out there tearing shit up. So I respect it. I can't help but respect it. Shout out, of course, to George Mitchell, the GOAT, who's I'm pretty sure not involved in this at all, but I'm obligated to shout him out. Yeah, those guys are wrecking shop. I mean, it is like to your point. This is hot.
I
Yeah.
love this.
I look
yeah.
at this
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's
Really
like
do.
this is better than sex, man. This is I mean just like
Oh,
the way
Don't go that far.
it's so crazy how like comparing this to the two blobs next to it, right? Because you've now got the Winter Coat blob to the left, you've got the Imperium blob to the south, and I know this isn't going to happen because both of those groups have like pretty good reasons to continue to stay blobs.
Yep.
But you have to wonder if some of the groups within those blobs aren't looking at this and hopefully some of the content that's going to come out of this and being like, God, I've seen what you're doing for others, and I want you to do that for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking the
I
exact
mean,
same
Yeah.
quote.
Some have split off and have
I mean,
joined
some
the
have
parade down there.
certainly, which they should, but and I have a lot of opinions about that. A lot of people probably won't like about how easy it is to project across the map if you're just a big old blob. Maybe you shouldn't be able to put ACLs on your jump bridges. Maybe they should be alliance bound, and maybe you shouldn't be able to keep your timers safe all the way that far away from the capital system.
well,
Anyway, all this to say,
enough.
He was getting excited. He was rubbing.
Oh,
the
yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
but all that to say, looking at this map now, like this feels to me what it should feel like out there. It should feel. I mean, and Aquarius is the same way. Aquarius Delve area down there, the whole Phoenix Co. Only Fleets kind of business.
In 2025, who would have thought Put the Fries in the Bag Alliance was going to be taking?
Yeah.
off, like
Yeah, I mean, fucking
As they should.
yeah.
whatever capybaras, is another wormhole group that's kind of a proud Inca warriors, also associated with Hard Knocks, with Wex, my boy Wex. They've got Sov out there. NC dot. Oh, never mind. NC is
That's
super
the
dead.
shrinkable.
That's just the residual
Yes.
space. But
love
like
these names.
I love that. I just love that this is an opportunity for all these groups, because the other thing too is it's not just a first time, like first person who gets there gets it forever.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people now who
Who
are
can
looking at
hold
these
it?
groups being like, yeah, who can hold this stuff?
Yeah.
If you want Sov right now, you don't have to go out there and oust Imperium or Pandemic Horde or
Or-
your fraternity.
Or
you have
Rent,
to,
Just
even though it's
go.
not technically
yeah,
taken,
you
so-
have to
Yeah.
oust Zerg Spawner
Yep.
or Mohist,
Which
or,
might, with no disrespect to those folks, might be more achievable
Yeah,
than trying to
exactly.
steamroll the entire Imperium
Yeah.
Right.
or,
Can
or
tackle,
all
like,
of Fraternity
4
or
or 5
something.
systems,
or Winter
yeah.
Code.
it just makes Nullsec way more. And yes, is it kind of a disgusting little like reservation that Asher's put together out there? Kind of, honestly.
We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I'm hopeful. I know there has been times like this in the past where I think we talked about this a little bit during the cave stream. There was a Couriers Fight Club. I can't remember if it was Cache or Catch now. I keep mixing those two up. But there was a period of time where it was like, okay, everyone stay out. We're going to use this as like
Yeah.
an incubator for new alliances that want to come in. This has been attempted before. Other times, like Phoebe Freeport Republic, when they kind of like just try to go on their own and see if they could sort of like swim amongst the sharks and just rely on goodwill to keep everyone at bay.
Yeah.
A gentle person's agreement to like leave our structures alone and those kinds of things.
I'm just really excited to see what this is going to look like in half a year from now.
Yeah. I'll cast it forward.
And I really, really, really hope that we can refer to it in the Dronelands as like a bag of Skittles, because this must be my favorite expression of the day.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And maybe a few other places too. We'll see if it catches on. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic based on the history of things in the past. But everyone's still setting up their own infrastructure, getting their structures in place. It'll be a while before they start to flex politically amongst themselves and
I was
fight.
about to say, I'll be interested to see if any of them like actually come together in terms of like they'll actually defend their neighbors already, and you're starting like a new group of alliances together.
Yeah, you could have like 3 coalitions living in that spot or something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting to see how it shakes out though. So you will definitely be watching that closely, because that's what's filling the void in the absence of Pandemic Horde, or PanFam, I should say, leaving the area. And we only got about 10 minutes left, so I'm just going to talk about 2 final things, and both of them are tournament related.
Hell yeah.
And CCP Zelus, this is your area of expertise. There's the Triad Tyranny tournament.
The Triad Tyranny tournament.
I got it right that
I have to
time?
keep saying it.
Hell
And
yeah.
the Faction Warfare Blood Brawl, which are both happening this weekend.
Nailed it.
There's a lot of alliteration in there.
Yeah. For the first time, also.
I was going to say.
The 50 times I screwed it up before this turns out we're great
was just
practice
practice.
when I was actually
Nailed
doing
it.
it.
Ready for
Weren't we
this
just going to
moment.
call it TTT so we couldn't screw it up?
TTT.
That's, if we talk about the TTT coming back, though, people at
People
perimeter are
freak
gonna be
out.
like, oh no! But yeah, go ahead. So first of all, tell us about the Triad Tyranny tournament.
The Triad Tyranny tournament.
God.
So it's a 3v3 tournament organized by a player called Dinkelbray with a group called Astral Acquisitions. He's organized a 3v3 tournament. I think it's 16 teams in total that are playing out. It's this coming Saturday, and around, I want to say it's like 1800. And it's just essentially they're playing matches back to back to back to back. There's no like set schedule. It's just whenever the next whenever
ready.
whenever
No
the
breaks.
next team's ready, they get to go again.
That's intense.
Yeah, it is. And it's going to be
Interesting
non-stop.
format.
Yeah. Loru is going to be streaming it for him.
Laru, the homie. Okay.
Yeah. He's got Jötunn is going to be helping out with some of the commentary as well.
Oh, this is going to be
So you'll
good.
have the sultry voice of Jötunn as well.
And it's and you're helping. You've been providing support for this as well in terms of like they'll have the tournament tool.
Yeah, this is obviously this is over on Thunderdome.
Yep.
So yes, they'll have access to the tournament tool for the use of the tournament, because there are like restrictions in place with regards to like what ships they can bring, the points for those ships, as well as just modules for those ships as well.
So the tournament itself will be a little bit fancier looking in terms of presentation and visibility for what's happening with the ships and who the competitors are and those kinds of things. So that's really cool.
It's an interesting element for this. As much as I call it a 3v3 for the first time with the use of our new tournament tool that I spoke about a little bit at FanFest, they actually shift the rules for their finals. So prior to the finals, or so rather at the finals, I should say, it switches from a 3v3 tournament to a 4v4 tournament.
Oh my.
And the total number of points shifts as well, where they actually introduce in the finals the ability to bring a Gnosis along. So it's the combination of a frigate, a destroyer, and a cruiser initially, and then, as I say, for the finals, they also introduce the Gnosis that can be brought along, and the match time increases by a minute. The points change.
Right.
There's like a dramatic shift.
Are they sure they want to do this, like from an organization perspective? Because damn,
It's a challenge. Like we couldn't do this in our old version of the tool, so this is just something completely new and trying out. Like, it's one of the things I love about the community tournaments is like they get to have the opportunity to try things that I necessarily might not during the Alliance tournament. So it's super cool to see.
Might
how
be too risky for an Alliance tournament, but then if it works, you can steal their.
Yeah,
Hell
I was
yeah.
gonna say next Alliance tournament, we just finals match, drop a dread.
Hey,
There you go.
sure. 15-minute match.
Each team starts. Each team has a dread and their normal comp. Good luck.
It just turns into a wormhole brawl, basically.
yeah.
I'm telling you, man. If we did like a 40v40 with each side gets 2, anyway,
We should actually
Problem for a
like,
different
sit
day.
in a wormhole then too.
Yeah. An hour-long match as well.
you're just mass limit.
I don't know about you. Think you see a lot of Balgorns in the Alliance tournament as it is.
Well,
Wait
yeah.
until you make it turn into essentially 40v40 man dread brawls.
That's an interesting concept. Imagine
I wanna
organizing
do-
a tournament based on ship mass.
I would love to do a tournament based on ship mass, where each side is required to have a dread and a triage of some variety,
Yeah.
and then you just get whatever residual mass you have after that up to jump mass on an H296. If I could get, the problem is you need a lot of people to do that.
Yeah.
Like it would be a harder thing because you can't like, hey, you and your buddies get together a team of 10 and go out there and do the thing. Like you need like corporations who can field at least 40 people most of the time. You can usually get it with a little bit less if you bring a bunch of like faction battleships. 'Cause
Okay,
then-
like, need you to stop. This is giving me nightmares because that means more people on the rosters and that means more work.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I mean, I've seen some comps. I mean, we fielded a comp just the other day where we had 2 dreads and a fax and then just a bunch of Absos. And that was pretty spicy. And then
I'm
you're-
volunteering Jötunn
and that's
for the
without
team
even
management
talking
next
about-
year.
Organize his
Yes.
tournament.
That-
Bad news, we're also tripling the size of the CSM and making the term 6 months long.
Yeah. 6 months shorter. So every
Guys,
every
we're
6 months
past
we have a new
Halloween.
CSM.
Don't give me nightmares.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
There you go.
So-
But yeah, there's a couple of other interesting things about it. The prizes. There's basically they're doing like the like Plex pool where
Hell
there's
yeah.
an entry cost and then the cost is divvied up amongst the winners.
Cool.
But I'm also throwing in a couple of the Shattered Paradigm skins as well
Nice.
as rewards. So I think it's the Deacon, the Ferox Navy issue, the Mauler, and the what's the last one? There's something else.
I think I saw you flying
It's
around
the
a Kitsune.
prize.
So yeah, the Kitsune is a nice extra that everybody that wants to tune in this weekend wants to watch. We're going to do a Twitch drop this coming weekend
cool.
during the
Ooh.
event,
We're quick up to play tournaments.
which is going to be
Interesting.
a Kitsune.
Kitsune?
Kitsune.
Space
Kitsune.
bastard is what I like to call them.
Space bastard,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
Look,
goes
there's
on
people who
banquets
hate
list.
ECM and who love it, and the people who hate ECM get hit first
Yeah.
and die last.
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Yeah, the Kitsune as a Twitch drop over the weekend, as a reward for everybody, as just a general awareness.
Just
thing
for
as well.
being
Neat.
you.
Yeah,
just for
just
being-
for
Yeah,
being
that's,
you.
that's the life.
And it's like on Laura's channel, is that on
And we're actually
everywhere?
gonna open it up to anyone that's streaming Eve.
Ooh.
Or any
Yeah.
Eve partners. I
So it
believe
won't
it is.
be the drop won't be exclusive to that one single channel. So if you're in bed somewhere in the world while this is happening, you won't wake up to find out that you missed out your chance. So, and I'll put it up for that. And we were about to talk about. You'll tell us about the Faction Warfare Blood
Blood
Brawl.
Brawl, yeah.
Yep.
Bruh, brawl.
Also in Auga this weekend. So that is a cruiser, like not so much a free for all, but like every group in Faction Warfare and juggling
6-7.
6-7.
All the kids are loving it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Combination of like Angels group, Angels Faction Warfare group, the Guristas, the Kaldari, Mimitar, so on and so forth. They all come together and they have their like groups and they all engage each other during these events. They're just good fun because it's just more a case of like how much chaos can your group bring along, but also can you bring along a ship that's actually going to survive long enough?
Mm-hmm.
The answer will be
good fun.
no.
It's always,
Is this just a
always
trick to lure out the AWOXers on every faction?
Yeah.
Like,
No, you
just they
say
just
that.
start shooting themselves, and they're like, "That guy, get him."
Yeah.
The very first one we laughed quite a lot at because the Kaldari never turned up, and we're like, why? Turns out they were just plexing the entire time. So they just
Smart.
took the opportunity to like, they're all distracted over there, so we're gonna go just take plexes over here.
That's the big brain move.
Still would have sent some people, you know,
Yeah.
like just like send the C team in to like, oh yeah, you go take part in this tournament for us. Well,
Keep
we
it distracted.
we go do it, like pull off the heist.
Was it Fleet last year who showed up in like a huge jacked off fleet and just sat at like 300?
Yep.
Just pew, 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 pew. And then the moment somebody would approach, we're like, no, and they would leave.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
fine.
it's okay. They live in
They live in
North
Norfolk
Carolina
now.
so
Yeah.
they're
It's
not
fine.
invited. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's cool.
Yeah, that's another good fun one. I think that's also I want to say around 1800.
Question though. Is each faction that is partaking in this brawl going to be limited to ships of their own
No.
faction?
No.
Shame.
Ah,
I think we
cowards.
should do that.
No,
Yeah.
it becomes a little bit predictable in that regards because
Sure.
then like you also then have the question of like some groups will have T2 ships, other ones will just purely be faction ships as well. So fair.
But I'll put the details for both of those for both the tournament and the Blood Brawl into the video description. So if you want to go get more information, you can just go looking around in there. I'll also put a link into that SOV map that we're looking at if you want to check that out. And just anything else I referred to, Oz's market report that I referred to, I'll just put all that stuff into the,
All
into
the links.
description so you can check it out.
Loki fit?
The Loki fit. I've
Okay.
already got that on Eve Workbench. So
See?
yeah, what
It
the hell?
works.
I'll throw.
Do
like,
it.
I'm really. I don't know, man. If I start putting my fits on Eve Workbench, some nerds are going
Oh,
to
so-
come along
so-
and go,
modules and
So
CCP
people,
Convict.
people
CCP
listen.
Convict doesn't
No, no.
know how to fit a ship.
Exactly. They're just going to be like,
Look at
"What
this-
is this
look at this
garbage
fucking
CCP
big
No.
Convict?" Yeah.
Because we're going to just ask them right now, if you put your fit in the comments or
Yeah.
in the link section,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, be nice to CCP Convict. You can
Hey,
do it.
whoa,
Be
whoa, no, no, no.
nice.
Fuck that. Listen, if he posts shit fits,
Wow.
let him know. This is true about everybody. If somebody posts some shit, you'd be like, call him out. Be like, hey, get good.
Okay, but you can call them
you're
out
not
in like a
letting it go.
nice
Yeah,
way
the
and
one
like
time
help
I'm
them
aware,
learn. You don't have to be a dick
You know how
about it.
you know how you help him learn? Fucking kill him.
And then message them afterwards to say
You're
you would have survived if
There was a
If-
guy.
yeah.
There's a guy in my corp
mate.
who I will not name, but he used to look for big kill mails, like big losses on Zkill, and then he'd send him a message after, be like, "Wrong fit." That was it. That was just send him. That was it. Wrong fit, and that was it. So
But then if you do that, I think you should also tell them why it's wrong.
No.
no, they.
Yeah.
Then they have to go out and explore why it was wrong.
Back in my day, I got belt
Whoa.
ass every time I got killed. So they need to learn the way that I learned, and my grandpappy learned before me.
This is not how the world works anymore.
Well, you need to.
Just
maybe-
because you had to suffer doesn't mean I have to suffer.
I'm going to be bringing belt to ass just about anybody who runs into the wrong
Oh,
fit.
boy.
That's all I'm saying.
Please stop fighting.
Yeah.
It's like Lumi's trying to
1v1 at the sun.
go easy on Convict, and Jötunn's like, no,
Fuck him.
rub his nose in it if he makes a mess.
Look, but I need this link, so
Yeah, so
I see, I see.
If I'm
Very
too,
good.
if
Okay,
I'm too
fair enough.
ashamed to do it,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Good deal.
So be nice to Convict so I can learn from his fit. Please.
learn.
Learn from his.
Yeah, you'll. Not all lessons are necessarily constructive. Well, we will see.
True.
But anyway, I think we're
good?
Yeah, we're out of
Like
time.
right on the money.
We can. Yeah, we are. We can
How
wrap it
about
up.
that?
I think we might be a little bit under now, but that's cool.
That's fine.
We talked about a whole bunch of stuff.
We did.
We hope this was entertaining and informative.
Mhm.
We're gonna try to continue to do these on a semi-regular basis.
Yes.
Keep an eye out. This Friday at 1400 UTC, we will be doing
yeah.
our 100
Ooh.
live to feed.
go.
Oh my god.
Hell
stream,
yes.
yeah, on the Twitch on our
Some
Twitch
exciting
channel.
stuff going to be there.
Yep.
No spoilers, but
No,
exciting stuff.
It'll be something a bit more special than our regular
Oh,
weekly
yes.
stream. So if you're a live to feed
Can
enjoyer,
we like say that we've invited guests?
yeah.
Oh yeah, we have invited guests.
Oh, there's guests.
Yes,
It's gonna
there
be
are
fun.
There'll be a lot of people showing up. So, if you're a Live to Feed enjoyer, make sure you don't miss it. If you haven't watched Live to Feed up until this point, check out
What's wrong with
CCP's
you?
Twitch channel at 1400 UTC on Friday, the 5th of December.
Best show we do,
Yeah,
aside from my shows.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm fairly sure we win this.
that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
your
fair.
your show is immediately before ours too.
That
so
is true.
you-
That is true. It's a hard comparison.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But any last things anyone wanted to like? I wanted to shill Live to Feed, but anyone else got anything cooking?
I'm doing a show over the Christmas holiday. We joked about it earlier, but this is like real stuff. I'm gonna do a show, Frontier Festivus. If you rolled your eyes at that, hell yeah, come hang out with me. It'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna do just kind of a start with the MPE, get to some arbitrary goal I set for myself. I'm gonna be shit posting the whole time. We'll have Christmas music. Well, not winter holiday music. It's Festivus. This is a sectarian holiday.
Just don't cause anyone to lose Whamageddon, all right?
I will do my
Oh,
best.
boy.
Oh my gosh, I'll do my absolute best.
Just starts playing
I might-
softly in the background now.
I might
no.
bring I might bring CCP Zelus on as well,
Yep.
just because it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna play with the new motion controls. It'll be some cool stuff. So I want to try and do it every single day over the holiday, both for my own sanity.
Oh, so this is how you're gonna work.
Yes, this is
Nice.
for my own sanity, and also for just 'cause I think it'd be fun, just to be something to do. So
Nothing wrong with just having some fun.
plus, if I were just streaming on like my own channel, I'd get like 3 viewers. If I stream on the CCP channel, it's easy views, baby. That's good for the old Jötunn brand. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
If
that's all I got.
you're like not like Jötunn who wants space friends
Yes.
during this time and who wants people online to join him, but instead if you're in Glasgow or in the area, you can also like meet your space friends in real life on the 27th of December for a festive
Ooh.
meet.
Ooh.
Ooh,
To
how
just,
fitting.
end the year on a good note.
Of the Scots.
I went to a new Glasgow a couple of years ago. I had a great time.
Was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good fun.
I'll dig that link up. Is that Glasgow Dunlop organising it again?
Yes, it is.
I'll dig that link up off you.
Dink
after,
up.
dink it
Dig
up.
up.
Dig it
I'll
up.
dig up that link,
Mm.
or I'll get that link from you after, so you
Dink
want to add
uncle that
that
one
to the
up.
description as well.
And then if you ever plan on organizing a player meet next year, do let us know, and then we will also shill your event here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right on.
Cool.
Not much for myself. Just shout out to our community tournament organizers,
Cool.
Dinkelbray and Astro Acquisitions. I'm sure it'll be a blast this weekend. Looking forward to any and all tournament stuff. We'll probably have some Alliance tournament videos will be out from the tournament that just happened.
Yeah, when are we putting
Super soon.
the videos up on YouTube?
They'll be out like
Soon,
within
TM.
the week.
Hell
I'd
yeah.
say. Probably at the weekend, to be honest
Cool.
with you. But yeah,
Looking forward to it.
should be good.
Sweet. All right then. Well, that's all from us. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy your internet spaceships. Till then. Bye-bye.
Bye.